I was looking specifically for you. So, when Teddy not here, he's not here. So the issue of that is that well, all I know is how to about that. Unless this building is falling down, I'm gonna be no problem. So we have a trust issue of the law. Why are you trying to intimidate me? You're in your job. You don't intimidate me.
Calm down.
Nobody intimidate me. I'm in my building. I'm going to take my right hand. It is. Yes, I have a question, so I'm going to take it. And then, I'm not going to no one now. Maybe present. It is actually positive that one to read reality papers. What so you can be paid for fine the integrity of the inspection in local or on the locals on the evidence of that one witness. We can have as many witnesses as possible being recalled in the light of the observations of the court and your own observations as well.
No, that point is taken. All I was saying is, with respect to his testimony, and somebody rightly pointed it out, that he being part of the process. Because when you are recalling him on the basis that all of us were here, so, and therefore you ought to speak to what you saw as a witness. So that is what I was saying. But that is the ruling of the court. That's no problem.
Thank you.
But he's not here now to put those issues to me.
The law is the recall of a witness does not mean that the witness is called applicable.
No. Does not mean that the witness should be absent. No, witness has to be part of the process. No. And then when you go to recording, put what he saw.
That is not a law.
That's what we are okay, sir.
That is not a law. There's nothing that
I didn't touch you. Stop dropping me helping you.
Only as one of the professional head of community of work.
No problem.
Just not so normal to the business, okay?
So now do not cost the Allah all day. Come back like your pension now.
Everybody please. Yes, everybody please listen. I'm gonna send the defense attaché to the Sierra Leone mission to the United Nations.
For the purpose of this situation, the building is very, very small. Not everybody can get it. Otherwise, the judge and his team.
Sorry, sir. Let me just stop here. I gave an order last week Friday. Okay. Only accused persons, counsel, representing accused persons. That's the problem. Yes, if you not counsel, not an accused person, they are accused person.
Yes. So please, let's just arrive at that. Myself, someone else, and the rest of us who are not supposed to be there will wait for them to come up. Yes.
Yes, I remember. I said member. I don't want to call it. SLBC.
Yes.
AYV. That's all.
I know them. I know them.
No US press, me not.
Yes, we are allowing the judge.
No US press. No US press.
Yes, we are allowing the judge. The court registrar as counsel for the first accused, Mr. M. Mr. Kamara. Mr. Fofana and Mr. Nallo. Mr. Fofana, Mr. Nallo. Mr. Saidu Nallo. Mr. Fofana. For the second accused, the presentation, I show you. Yes, we are police option. The evidence for that. And Mr. Nallo. Kayla is in. Anyone? No, push this anytime. Sorry about this. Sorry about it. Yeah, let's do it.
Be careful.
Don't you think, man?
We need to take a picture.
I don't give a fuck. You call your name?
My Lord, I think we can almost president permanent mission. Lord, we are someone the chance to do I have been designated something that is something to lead the group process. Before I do, I want to place on record. Things are happening to me one of whatever evidence of the file in this meeting shall be not given. The pictures, yeah. What you see now is a construction building that was abandoned by the contractor. The contractor, as a matter of fact, was supposed to have removed this debris. If you didn't do it, you choose to twist it. You should be here. Construction debris abandoned by the contractor. They were supposed to clean it up, but he didn't do it. He left it up. This has now become a grave. My name is yes. And as you can see, this has now become a breeding ground for rats. You can see dead rats like I said. So, my concern is we all look at that yes, let's do that. Can we start at the basement? No, let's just go. Can we start at the basement? Pictures of them. Yes. I have pictures of them. Let's go. Let's keep moving, please.
Excuse me. Live stream of the Locus below. It's something older. I mean, I think it was done outside, but not to be done inside the building below. It is prejudicial. The effect will be prejudicial.
What we discussed in the absence of His Lordship, apparently we need to put that to His Lordship, and we raised it with the Commissioner and Mr. Saidu.
Yes.
That yes, I mean the streaming has commenced outside. But for the purposes of the interior of the building and the fact that this building has been in this state undone for at least 3 or more years, I mean, it will be good for the court to take every picture that it's one, but let it be preserved and let it not be done, I mean, as if it is a live streaming for various reasons that we identified. The commissioner said he has a different opinion on that. So it was on that basis that we said we wanted the court to hear it and then probably give a ruling on that issue.
Yes, if I may add on behalf of the court, we believe that this has a judicial effect on the entire process. We do not believe that this adds this streaming, this live streaming, adds any value to the judgment that you would be giving independent. This, we believe that for the public to see something like this, that they do not have the proper background to the law, it does not, I mean, it's judicial value that weighs its probative effect under any circumstance.
My Lord, we disagree.
I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet.
Quite strong.
I'm not done yet.
We all can speak together.
After he finishes with the slide,
yes. I mean, Lord, this was
taking down the
if we had known before time that this was going to be something considered, we would have let our views be known before. This was something that we do not believe is interest of justice. But what we're asking for is the interest of justice, for justice to be done to all the accused persons, not only just for the accused, but I think I speak for all accused persons. I say that in the interest of justice, their liberty and so many other things are at stake, or their reputations are at stake. We do not believe that this adds any value to you as the trial of fact here, and we do not believe that this adds any value to whatever decision you have to reach, the process of reaching it. So, on behalf of the trust accused, this is our humble application. Millard, also, we do not even understand who are here. We understand that based on the public notice that we all became aware of yesterday, some national broadcasters, SLBC, AYD, etc. But apart from that, there's other people who we do not know, who they are, and we don't know who they represent. And we do not know if they're even here in compliance with the order. So, this is a humble application.
Allowed for the third accused. I am not in this screen or not this screen. For me, it's for you to be able to position your mind as to the explanation
with regards what it were before now and what it is now. Because the judicial effect that we're talking about lay in your mind. Because it's you that we are dealing with. What you're seeing and the explanation, if there is any audio or video evidence that anybody will be showing to you as to what the structure was before this date. So for me, it's a public interest matter. People have already started seeing it being screened. For us to stop screaming abruptly, we cast some aspersion as to what we are doing here. God bless you. So I am indifferent.
No, actually you are in favor.
Yeah. No, if it is screened, I have no comment. It's not screened, but I think because it is a public interest matter and we already started screening, it should be screened.
Prosecution. I know that said the commission is worried that fundamentally these proceedings ought to be in public. It is only where, for reasons that are cogent, in which the court would have taken into account what proceedings are held. And by no stretch of the imagination in my submission do these particular proceedings require that they be held in Kamara. So this is the first time this has happened. In this particular trial, the ruling, your Lordship will recall, was televised, and I do not see the prejudice that my learned friends are talking about. We are simply saying it's prejudicial. In what sense would it be prejudicial for justice to be seen to be done in public? So for those reasons, I would strongly suggest, my Lord, that there ought not to be any secrecy. After all, transparency is one of the requirements of any judicial system.
Lord, actually, the issue of the judicial system emanates from the circumstance whereby 3 years back, no visual was shown to the public. 3 years back, or 4 years back, no visual was shown to the public. And fast forward, the building is now in a different state, and now we are showing the public visuals that are quite different from that which was before the stop work, the Lord. So that is the prejudicial effect, because there ought to be that balance for the public to know this was how it was, and now this is the state. But if we're just streaming now one side, this situation, my Lord, it's prejudicial to the rights of the accused person. Section 23, subsection 3 of the Constitution states that, yes, we agree it's a public hearing. But my Lord, if it's a public hearing, will you allow other people to come to the court to stream who are not in the court system? And I will reiterate, the orders you gave never had in them the issue of live streaming of the administrative. And this is a Locus hearing, my Lord. This is a Locus hearing, and it's novel to us, to some of us, for live streaming of the proceedings. That's what I would say, my Lord.
Absolutely. So, my Lord, I do not see why my friends are now raising issues about the stream. First of all, streaming is an administrative issue. The judiciary put out a notice to the public in Sierra Leone yesterday, stating that all the proceedings there were going to be streamed. But secondly, and most importantly, has a right to know what is happening, because this is a public interest trial. I do not see why they cannot see to say that the state, how the state was 3 years ago and the state that is now today. That is a continuing issue. It's a continuing damage. And that is why we want people to see exactly what we have taken to court and why we believe that justice must be served. So I do not see why it should not be streamed. For all intents and purposes, like Mr. Maximo rightly said, transparency and accountability is not just what happens in court, but also how it's seen happens. Thank you.
Like, just a final rejoinder, because
Yes, the issue of transparency is very good. But even here, at this present local visit, you have restricted people information. If it were not the case, you would have asked everyone to enter. There are so many people who are outside the Lord who want to be Bessarianians, Bessarianians, this touches and concerns of
They can watch it on TV.
But again, my Lord, what we are saying is our position is that we do not believe that what broadcasting this in the manner it is done now unduly sensitizes an already sensitive case, and we do not believe that that is what we need at the time. Because we know that the law is in your bosom. We believe, we have no doubt in your fairness, Lord. And what we are saying is that this does not add value to the process of things. And Lord, what we have continued to emphasize, what I can work my learned friend at the Famous Society is that the public will not understand the context in which they're seeing the building now. They will view the building from the lens of today only. And what my learned friend, the ACC commissioner, is saying, that this is a continuing state. No, this is not a continuing state in the sense that in 2021 or thereabout, there's a stop work order from the state of New York. So nothing has been done for 3 years or thereabout in this building, Lord. So the public will not be getting that perspective, Lord. The perspective that they will be seeing will just be what we are seeing today. Ever rotting broken state it is today. That is not the fault of the accused persons. And that is why we're emphasizing that this adds no value.
That is why we should not proceed.
All I know, you're not the judge. This is not the judge. Please.
Gentlemen.
Now, there'll be a full meeting ruling down the line. But suffice to say, all of these objections, quite frankly, are misconceived. And I'll tell you why. Firstly, before we came in here, there was an order. They were very clear as to who and who were allowed into this building. That is not to say that the trial was being held in Kamara. That's the starting point. But for obvious reasons, we do not want disruption in here. This is why people were restricted, i.e. accredited members of the press. Everybody that is in here today, their names were called outside. You were already in, so you never heard it. But their names were called outside before we came in. So that's number one. Secondly, the very constitution that you rely upon, very clear, the trial should be held in public. Live streaming is one aspect of a public trial. In other words, putting it out to the public so they can see what is going on. And let me hasten to add, Mr. Solly, that the views of the public as to how the building is now or how it would have been 2 years ago is irrelevant insofar as I am concerned. When it comes to determining the issue, this is why we're here, to look at the building and we can make an assessment based upon the evidence already before the court and what we're seeing right now. I don't think anybody would think otherwise, that if a building has stood for 2 years, it will not look the way it looked 2 years ago. And this is where the evidence comes, which is why it's important that we come here today, we see what is going on. The evidence is already been given, counsel of course examined. So we're just having a visual of what was given in court at the time and to put it into context with the evidence that was given. Take for example, if Mr. A said there was no door to come in here, and I come in now and I see a door, I would want to know why there's a door here now when there wasn't a door previously. So it's putting the evidence into context, and that does not affect the fair trial rights of the accused, because I need to determine this matter on the evidence that is before the court. This is a visual case. I don't think the judgment that I gave on Friday, the order that I gave on Friday, I was very clear on the relevant authorities and what we're looking at by being in here. So there's not going to be any prejudice to the accused person. Whatever the public think about what they see, it's a matter of, I mean, prior to us coming to this building, the public have said a lot about this trial, 90% of which is nonsense, but I've not been affected by whatever it is they said. Simply listen to the evidence and have dealt with it quick. So whatever views they may hold as to what they see is a matter for them. But the court's own interpretation of what it sees right now is likely to be different from what they feel they're seeing right now. So there's no prejudice there. But if you want to rule it, as I said, that's fine. But as far as we're concerned, the public interest requires that the public should know why the court is here today. And they can see why we're here, and what we're doing is that we're here to look at this building, and that's it. Whatever views they may hold, it's a matter of them, not my concern. But I'm looking simply at the evidence. So don't have no sweat. Your clients will not be prejudiced in any way, shape, or form. And Mr. Sise, your own point is that it's prejudicial to the second accused. I don't believe it is. The second accused, the evidence against him so far is pretty clear. We've just come here to conceptualize what we've had in court. And certainly, you have an opportunity to lead evidence, as he said he's going to testify. All of that evidence will be looked at in the round. So there's no prejudice to him. I have no doubt about that. We're just here to see what we see. And of course, we know there's been stop work orders given going back 2 years ago. So we'll assess what we can see from those stop work orders going back 2 years ago. So I don't think there's a problem there. So we continue. The public have a right to see why we're here, because it's all about taxpayers. Other issues will be dealt with in court.
May I ask on behalf of the second that a completion will be given to us?
There will be, yes. I have said that, and I've just summarized it so you know what you're thinking about. And we will show you. But I don't say this to the second. Do we have the pictures?
So, my lord, on behalf of the first, my lord, we are proceeding with the Locus, the display as we are seeing it. And in the case of the first accused, he was the head of chancellery at the period of the review. I'm not sure what your direction will be, but I believe we want to also be heard as we proceed, in view of the fact that at the time he left the building, some 2 or 3 years ago, we want to see what he left or what he saw, the case may be. So I don't know if we are going to do it as we proceed, or we're just going to see the building as it is.
Well,
and then
in answer to your question, this is why I said that we're not going to complete this today. Today we're going to view, because presumably after Mr. Nallo would have viewed the building, he would want to sit down with you and point out certain matters.
yes,
Which, in fairness, I don't think we'll be able to hear that evidence from him right now, which means he's going to have to come back tomorrow. You know, that's how it is.
so today is just view.
Today we're going to view. We could make notes. Likewise, Mr. Nico Wilson, Mr. Story, and Mr. Person, others. We can make notes of what we see today, and then of course any evidence that needs to be led tomorrow morning. All right. And let me just say, Mr. Story and Mr. Nico Wilson, the orders given where the accused person should be present at this locus, and I know the fourth accused is not here, and no reasons have been given as to why he's not here. Right? It's a concern, but I'm just raising it for now, and I will want to hear from you, Mr. Sawyer, or counsel representing him as to why he's not here when the orders were given for him to come here. Okay, so let us proceed with the viewing for now, and then we'll deal with any evidence. No, I mean, it's simple. You have a picture for your own consumption, but I don't feel that in Mr. Nallo's case in particular, he would need to tell me what he thinks. How we answer that? He said that COVID
This is really, really sad. I'm telling you. You don't know once they on this side. When about sitting in warehouses, anything, we have no information. We only receive information. We do not endeavor to give us any documents. These are materials. The description of them, I'm not very sure about because I'm not technical enough. The technical enough to give.
What is his name?
Idris Estia.
Was a witness. Yes, he was. He was a witness. Yes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The mind of that. Because he is bringing himself into the fray now.
So we are at the reception area. This is the basement of the building.
All right. Yes.
This is the ground floor of the building.
Ground floor of the building.
It's supposed to be the reception.
We have photography of this site.
Everything.
Let's move forward. Photograph of the floor as well. So, and in here.
What is this? This is supposed to be a store.
Store.
Yeah.
Store. So notice down as a store. Yeah. Another store here. The toilet in here as well.
So, my lord, this is the chapel where the visitor is supposed to be installed. As you can see, the opening rooftop in this space has been providing access for the leakage of water and snow.
So there's an open roof going up.
Yes.
Okay, this is why they sued us. Thank you. Because the water will just seep to the neighbors.
And this is why this place is so deteriorated, Mr. President.
The water has destroyed this place for the basement.
This
is the
ground floor. Ground floor.
Basement is downstairs, so there is a basement.
Downstairs. Yeah. This is just.
This is the first one.
Or ground floor.
Ground floor. That's the point. There is even no basement.
There is a basement.
The first accusation is
I of us there. This is supposed to be the conference room.
Okay, let's go down.
Mission upon completion of this work. This is So another floor under this one. I can't call it. Down there. There is a space where we have the wiring for electric connection.
So on the ground, there's not a floor.
So then it's a basement. He didn't say it's a floor.
So basement. Take the book. Where is the proof? This is not. Don't forget there was additional request to have two more floors.
No, we're gonna get there. We've not even got that.
No, I have knowledge of the case.
Don't get the value of this place is $100,000. I'm telling you, $4.9 million. This is what we have. God help us. So let's just start.
Yeah, some space.
Because of the
You all just have to take a picture. And then take the back here, extend them, and take.
Watch out.
That's what the steps to the kids.
Extend them. Turn the camera down. So you can take them off.
Yes. Yes.
By the way, the elevator has been paid for.
No. You know they do on right, my friend. So, from this thing is full. Take your down. Take one number down. Outside. The top. The top. So it's open.
By this stage, the stage of the contract, this house should have been at least 95%. Because you paid 45%. But this is the step. My lord upstairs.
And that's upstairs.
If you want to take a look at
Commissioner, you don't take time over. Inside.
That they take note of the pipes where you cast.
And now, don't see the basement.
Pipe is a pipe. This pipe is a pipe.
Whether it's a basement.
So it goes round.
My lord, I'm here, my lord.
No, this is the basement.
All the electricals are done here.
The electricals are done here. That's why you see all these here.
This is basement.
For sustain the building. So when that is done, tomorrow you can play instead of just still color.
But you know which place.
Yeah, this was a very old for perform.
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Saidu, I overheard.
Yes.
Be ahead of us. Yes. I was the other guy. Yes, we are.
Don't come plant my
Pay attention. You said pay attention. First floor. What take the wall on the side? Maybe yeah, first, yeah. I want that story. So this step is saying that it's broken. And the man change that. Well, all this you have to explain. First floor. Windows. Open. One thing that I wish they caught me for wrong get an independent man from voluntary.
The way we stole the glass. No. The police system.
Kamara, there's a central heating system, yeah?
And the police system.
So yeah, it's more like
I saw the guy in New York. I still have this people. This is the first floor. Just look back and look. Just like that. Ground floor, first floor. The more they want this the more and because we go inside, don't take copy of that. I don't become a master. We do get up here. Yeah. So now the most clearly many trade. They see what you signs of serious tradition. Oil gas. Who say electricity, man? No, not to me. You can't be the body. Only for friend just that the babies. This is what even the inches is the problem complete? I can't make nobody in the so all the only. Because they use but then they close the building for so long. Because the place is where it's very nice. No, 95% complete. What you need to see now is because of that inclement weather and all this, because I just started POP, my lord. If you go to this place for the last even one 6 months, forget about the 2 months, at least they have they let you wait for weeks to go back to the camp. For this building to now,
This is payment that cannot be made on June standard Davis.
You know what is
You not get light? Somebody be whole light.
why you get like
Come.
second floor, now going to the third floor. No.
This is the second floor. You start on the ground floor.
This is the fourth floor. In the ground floor.
So how many floors?
First floor.
Because their own ground floor is the first floor. That's okay.
Okay, well, I think for our purposes, it has to be said that because we got another floor. There's one floor after this one. Yeah.
Yes, we took note of this.
Yeah, sometimes this is second. So this is not going to talk. No, not in that. What is that? This is second. We have two floors.
The basement. I don't have about 6 floors.
Yes, two floors from one.
There are two floors on top of the floor.
But the basement is not part of the floor.
Yeah.
This is the fourth.
You don't know who walks from the first floor. Well, you decide to bring the additional. The one that put you in there.
I don't know.
This village is not. Can't see material. So this is the fourth floor.
See all the
materials.
I look at material now. The staircase. You know they will see safe pass. Snap this thing. You say the man not do nothing. Snap them here. We need like this. Not where they lock. It just time like where you get POP. When you lock the place, me man. 6 months. This man we don't lock over 3 years.
You know they look at the money. Now everyone calling me. Oh, no, let me back on.
Yes, we've done that, my lord. Done. Okay. Yes, Mr.
So materials.
Yes, my lord. They are all here.
The concept of the people different was going to be different from this floor. Those ones we are going to have just the fly front and not brick walls.
You cast please I'll take the to work for this thing. Yeah. These ones we are good. They have to replace them because these ones are not works. It will take years, over 50 years before you can come to do anything about these ones. Yeah. So I think the trend of dog that will last for 50 years plus.
These are all materials.
So the fit and fix floor. The fit and fix floor, the counter, the perimeter is professionally going to be big glass bottom. So the counter of it is like two different buildings. The one is the last is big glass, and the one down the big glass. The map that is still that
Don't be careful here. Yeah, man, please.
The best way for this is to take an independent person from New York here. They can give you the value of them here. They will move on so this is New York. It's a very expensive city. New York is expensive than that. This is Chinese material they use now. Don't try to finish this building that people they come around. Oh no, they go to Uganda and they're not Canada. You should be proud of us.
they put all the overhead.
Can snap them to you.
You can snap some snap all tinu.
I wish they would come out and watch this program. Yes. Yes, my lord.
Yes, sir.
And you see it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Why not this really the power of this that is best. You did your best, man. Very impressive. You play line by line how you go tomorrow, yeah? Take a line by line.
Papa must post his address.
You go, you focus to the job.
Now, Commissioner, you testify that most examiner.
What you this man? Extend the update to take up. That side will say that's all. But you don't take that back. I'm the best. You will take it back. Wait, the camera. The second report. The camera. The condition. I am here, very close to the judge. It's blog. There's no access to anything. Blog. This is the dangerous man. When I hear the commander,
So this is the first floor. They are intended. So the two intended floors.
Yes. No, but Saidu go explain. Wait, Saidu. But now we be seeing that tomorrow if they explain.
No, I'll explain tomorrow.
Yeah, they explain tomorrow.
We just need to get a visual, and then we'll come back and we go through the...
Saidu gets a visual of how the building returned before the restoration. Then immediately before the after all I know is the live streaming of which side
You objected to live streaming, so we don't
and Massimo is not going to object some transparency.
Yes.
No more live streaming.
Our commissioner will take the staff. Live streaming.
Commissioner,
put the tripod back in, like close.
yes, I just need the floor to see the floor.
You forget like the move, you know how to move.
I stop and I'm eating.
So we brought it. So horrible.
Oh, yeah, I'll begin. Somebody goes, I'm calm. I'm calm. I'm calm. No, they can put it.
Yes, that's done. Communicate to the public what happens subsequently. So that's that. Today,
Pambule, the exercise Procedural has just heard from the Honorable Judge. Today's exercise has come to the continuing session tomorrow. Thank you so very much. Transparency. This is the committee Chief Justice, Chief Justice. Thank you for your time. Thank you. New York, United States of America, outside China.